Hi Virgo, and welcome to your April 2020 reading. Thank you guys for being patient. I have to do the signs in a particular order, and I promise you guys will be earlier next month. I'm gonna hop on into your reading. As always, I do suggest you watch for your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a bigger picture. You can find your chart at various websites like astro.com, Cafe Astrology. There's so many resources of where you can basically create your chart so you can see what planets, what signs your planets are in. And yeah, I also want to do a quick announcement. Clyde just launched their April collection, and it's called the Sun, Moon, and Stars collection. I'm wearing a pair of earrings from the collection. These are my favorite ones. I launched them a little bit early on Instagram and posted about them, and you guys are already loving them. They are these huggy hoops with this beautiful white moon. I love them so much. They're the Divine Goddess earrings. I'm literally obsessed with them. They're really nice because it's, like I said, it's a very small hoop in your ear, and then it has like has a little dangle, and they look so flattering. They're not like too big on your ear, but they're also still statement piece, you know what I mean? They're not like a ginormous like hoop or something really big, but they're a really beautiful statement piece. I love wearing them, and it makes me feel so like connected. I don't know, it's something small, but not only are these launched as well as the star seed earrings, which I'll put on the screen right here, launch, which are small, cute, beautiful earrings. And yeah, more stuff's going to launch this week, but those are very limited quantities. So if you want yours, I recommend it. And we are still shipping very quickly. Orders out. So if you order your order will be shipped quickly. So yeah, these are really beautiful. And these are from Clyde. I'll have them down below, and they're under $30. We always want to strive to make them affordable for you guys and reasonably priced. And yeah, so I love you guys. Without further ado, let's hop on into your video. All right, Virgo, let's look at the cards. So the three cards I used this time are the Akashic Tarot deck, the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, as well as the classic Rider-Waite Tarot deck. The first card is Seven of Forces Balance. Aries also got this card actually this month. The second card is Six of Keys, Iridescent Moon. And the third card is 11, the Ark of the Covenant. The Goddess Guidance Oracle card is Inner Goddess, Aphrodite. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the first card is Three of Wands. Second card is the Magician. And third card is the High Priestess. Okay, good month, good month. All right, so let's hop on in. Basically, I'm just gonna tell you guys, you guys are having a good month. So don't worry, if you're watching this video and you're worried or you were stressed, me looking at my armpit about anything, you guys are having a good month. You guys are feeling really balanced at this time. Virgo is represented by the Hermit card. So Virgos in general like that sense of kind of being in the home and kind of in hermit mode. That expression used as often is kind of like when you're inside and working on yourself. I heard actually, what's her name? Heather from Activation Vibration talk about how like thinking of your home as a womb during this time, kind of like rebirth, and I feel like it's something that's so applicable to some of you Virgos. Like I said, your natural instinct or your natural state of being thrives in a hermit mode, or when you're by yourself, working, organizing. Like I see you guys like at home, organizing your closets, organizing your cabinets, cleaning out your kitchen cabinets, sweeping the floors, doing paperwork, working on your projects, checking things off your list, creating new morning routines. Like you guys thrive in hermit mode. It doesn't mean that when people say hermit mode, I think it's often implied that means you're doing nothing. Yeah, Virgo, the earth side, it's very grounded, but it's also a very organized and methodical sign and logical sign. So you guys aren't doing nothing. In fact, you're doing a lot of things inside, and you're able to do them your own way at your pace, and you're sitting with yourself. And Virgo can get you guys can get very self-critical at times, because you know how everything could be better. Like when you look at other projects, you're like, oh, I can see how that could be better. You see someone post something, you're like, I know how that could be better. At work or at school, you're like, you just immediately see how things could be improved, which is like, you guys sometimes think of it as a con, and you think like, oh, it's so annoying. I always feel like nothing is good enough. But at the same time, you have to appreciate that you have this eye for improving things, because not everyone has that, right? Like some people finish a project and they think it's the best it is, and they think that that's how it should be, and that's how it works. And you guys can look at that product and say how to improve it. So you guys are, like I said, in hermit mode at home. You're feeling very balanced because you're able to really recharge your batteries, at the same time work. It's very important for a Virgo to feel grounded because their natural state is an earth sign. So if they ever feel off center, it's very uncomfortable for you guys. But it's also important for Virgos to feel like they're getting things done. If a Virgo doesn't feel like they're getting things done or isn't organized, it's very conflicting within. And so this time allows you guys to reorganize any parts of your home or take care of business. I would say if you like had loose paperwork or loose legal things or tickets or parking tickets you had to pay or things you want to organize in your house, things you wanted to get rid of, work things you wanted to get done, you're able to kind of clean things up, which allows you to feel organized and more stable, both literally like clean up in your home and both metaphorically clean things up, as well as do it from a place of your own comfort. Because Virgos are so critical of themselves, they feel like others are critical. You guys think others are critical of you the same way you are. So when you go in public and let's say you know you're not dressed the best, you know you didn't do the best, whatever it is, you feel like you aren't at the tip top of perfection up to your Virgo standards. You feel like everyone else is judging you, even though they're not most times. And so you guys like doing things kind of without anyone looking, because then it's kind of like you guys think like only I have, like you only have yourself to judge you in that moment, right? Virgos don't really like accomplishing, announcing that they're working on tasks to the public unless they're done. Like Virgos like to kind of work in silence and then get reward. They're not wanting to be like, hey, I'm starting this, everyone watch me do it. You guys are kind of like work in silence and then being like, ta-da, I did this, or ta-da, I did this, or look at this project I did, or look at this new skill I learned, look at this new language I learned. So this is a really wonderful time, like I said, because you guys get to be in that space of cleaning up literally and metaphorically, as well as doing things on your terms and not feeling any outside criticism, and also which in turn slows down the inner criticism, which is really good for your mind. I also think a lot of you guys are having a lot of financial success, as long as if money has been, if you felt a little bit tight, it is coming in now. This is going to indicate abundance is really coming your way, and it is due to the ways that you've restructured your life, and it's also due to the easing your mental state. You guys, because you are so critical, oftentimes you overthink, and you guys think that you're not overthinking, you guys think that everyone else is just underthinking, but you can really get yourself warped in your mind and kind of get a little bit cynical at times, and then when you feel like that, you just don't feel as encouraged to work on other projects. But at this time, like I said, because your internal critic is calmed down, because you're in your own space, you can do things on your time and on your own terms, you're really able to do things your way, and in turn give yourself a sense of peace and ease, which is really vital. So like I said, because it's like your outer world is actually beginning to reflect your inner world, because you guys are feeling like, wow, I have a grasp of how organized everything is, and all my paperwork and things are done, I'm on top of all of my work. It gives you inner peace, and for that reason, oftentimes the work actually for Virgos can be a lesson of finding inner peace first, allowing that to permeate through you, and then in turn shifting and shaping your outer world. But you guys just like that the feeling of everything kind of being organized in your external world, whether it's just your home or just your space, or just being on top of like things. Like you guys are the ones that are gonna quickly pay your parking ticket, not forget to do it, quickly do this. Like you're on top of kind of all those like legal matters or annoying like errandy things, or paying bills, or like, but just basically you guys like to have all your loose ends tied. And because you are able to have all your loose ends tied this month, as well as having a lot more inner peace than normal because the inner critic isn't so loud, your neutral state of being is a higher vibration, and your natural state of being is a higher vibration than normal now. And in turn, I'm trying to word that correctly, your vibration now, your natural state of vibration now is higher than normal, basically because that you're attracting a lot of abundance and success into your life, and it's feeling like you're feeling very powerful. And the last card is the Ark of the Covenant, 11. This also means that this is a really good time where a lot of legal things will get kind of tied up and brought to an end, if that makes sense. Like I said, if you had any parking tickets or things or like something, a bill you forgot to pay or something like that, or maybe someone you had to, some contract you had to sign, or some contract that maybe you needed to get paid from, something that you didn't get paid for, or if you needed to renew something, a lot of legal matters, like even a lease renewing, a new mortgage renewing, like a new car, opening a new car, like anything that has to do with like that kind of stuff, like paperwork, but more serious paperwork is going to kind of be wrapped up this month in a good way. So like if you've been waiting for payment, it should come through this month. Obviously, again, I'm reading for thousands of people, so like, if you know, I'm picking up on for certain groups, so you know, take it as a resident. I don't want to say, oh, it's gonna come through, and then you guys are like, some like 2 people are like, what did you mean? You know what I mean? So for some people, for a group, the payments will come through. Things that you're owed will come through. You'll pay off certain things that you need to come through. I'm even hearing like paying off student loan debt. Maybe you guys attracted a good amount of abundance and prosperity through this process, so you decided to do that. But basically, car stuff, yeah, I'm just hearing you guys are like, the contracts are being like I said, contracts are being coming to an end or being renewed, and you're getting basically your end of it, if that makes sense. If you haven't gotten your end of the contract, you're getting your end of the contract this month, as well as renewing and starting something new with contracts. I'm just really hearing like legal stuff. The next card, which is the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, is Aphrodite inner goddess card. This card says, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. At this time, because you are so magnetic, it's really, really good to raise your vibration even more at this time, to stay in this energy, to bring in more things, more abundance, more success, more prosperity, while your vibration is very raised, as well as allowing legal things to work out in your favor. So I really suggest that you, like I said, listen to music that you love, dance around, do yoga, shift your energy in ways that's gonna make you feel better. Maybe go for a longer walk in the morning or evening, incorporate making a smoothie that you like, dance around, maybe sing karaoke, like put on your favorite music, like when you're cooking lunch, breakfast, or dinner, like do small things to raise your vibration, because right now you're at such a high frequency that if you can even spike up a little bit higher, you can quantum leap and attract opportunities that would normally kind of be outside of your range of vibration or normal range of thoughts and feelings, which is a very powerful time. Like it's almost like miracles can just happen. You'll attract an opportunity that's like, whoa. You'll attract like a contract ending that brings you some sort of abundance that you're like, whoa, like in this time, like miracles are very possible, especially like I said, in spikes of your vibration. You're already at a very good consistent space, so you can see very balanced, high vibration, which is allowing this abundance to pour in and allowing things to kind of already work out in your half. But if you can spike your frequency even higher through, like I said, dancing, singing, doing things that make you feel alive, like a kid again, whatever it is for you. Some people, it's coloring, puzzles, cleaning things up, organizing your closet, listening to music, things like that you can do. It will allow, like I said, miracles to happen, like contracts to be closed quicker, financial things to work out in your favor, to attract new kind of opportunities, to increase, if you have like some sort of business or career, to increase your sales really high. This is a really powerful card. And then the Rider-Waite Tarot deck really explains the same thing. So 3 of Wands. So you guys really kind of went on an inner journey this month, almost I would say by accident. I don't want to say by accident, but maybe so for some people it's purposeful, but some of you guys just end up feeling more balanced, like I said, than normal, because of the kind of situation, because of this quarantine, because we are inside. You were allowed to kind of be in your natural state of being, which allowed, like I said, your inner critic's voice volume to kind of be turned down and your intuition to get a little bit louder. So it's almost like you went on this like spiritual journey, because you were allowed to be in your own space. You're allowed to organize, like I said, tie up loose ends, both literally clean up, both literally and metaphorically, tie up loose ends and kind of align in a way where all this abundance was pouring in. So it's almost like you kind of went into your inner world. It's interesting because the bottom of the deck is the Hermit card. So you guys this month really went into your core frequency, and when a sign is in their core frequency, aka like their natural vibration, for example, that's why every sign usually during their birthday season, like during their season, feels really good, because they're in their core frequency. So this whole quarantine allowed you guys to be in your core frequency, and in turn it allowed you to feel very balanced, and you kind of, because you were in your core because you haven't been truly in your core vibration, I feel like, for a bit. Some of you have, some of you haven't. Some of you guys actually already have been doing the inner work and already been on an inner journey, but some of you guys have been really busy with work and school, so you felt like you couldn't really tap into like this inner self and inner space. And now kind of like you end up tapping into the inner space, which is your core frequency. It's kind of like, all right, some signs, they, like for example, are in quarantine, and that's not their natural state of being, so it creates a little bit of discomfort. You guys kind of entered this quarantine and you're like, oh, back to my natural core frequency, and in turn you felt balanced, and you kind of entered this more spiritual space because you were just kind of in your own I mean, like in your own world, in your own space, really creative, really creating. This is the energy that's kind of coming through. The next card of the Rider-Waite Tarot deck is the Magician card. So like I said, you guys are really you're really in your power this month. I think it's very clear. You're really in your power in April. So like I said, I really would continue to try to stay in this space. Don't overthink it. Just allow yourself to continue as you've continued and do more things that bring you joy. A lot of guys, a lot of Virgos only want to do things that bring them joy if it brings them value or if they've gotten their work done. Now is the time to bring yourself more joy, because as you bring yourself more joy, things work out quicker, things are tied quicker. You can still always come back to your high vibrational balanced place, but doing this allows you to be the magician. It allows you to really create. Like you came into your spiritual journey and you're kind of coming out of it feeling really powerful, majestic, and right now you're in this space. And the outcome card, this last card is the High Priestess card. Just because there's I'm getting a few messages for a lot of you guys. It's an improved relationship with your mom, a lot of a really improved relationship with your mom or a close friend. So maybe a friend that you kind of weren't as close with, maybe like a roommate or someone you're just around who you had a good relationship with, but not something super deep because you didn't have the time to develop it, because you know, life, school, work, relationships, everything, responsibilities. During this time, you're able to develop a really deep kind of divine feminine bond, like a you know how people say like girls overboard, things like that. Not that I'm trying to like enact that, but I'm just saying like you have a connection with a female that's like very, very powerful. It feels like it overrides other connections, or not overrides, but is deep to a degree that maybe wasn't achieved before, and you really feel like, wow, like I have a friend in this person. Because for a lot of people, a mom will be a really key figure this month, helping you be balanced. Like I said, some Virgos this month can swing from a little bit of extremes, from like black and white, so feeling like really, really good to feeling like hopeless, feeling really good, hopeless. There's a very, not like, I don't want to say hopeless, but like feeling like really high, like from the inner, kind of the inner goddess vibe, and then coming back to center. But because you were so high, the center may feel like low. Does that make sense? Like if you're always kind of living at one point and then you started and then you went lower, you came back to normal, that would feel really good. But if you're always living at neutral and you're having these spikes of high vibration, then neutral may feel a little bit odd. So your mom will allow you to feel more balanced. I'm hearing emotionally and energetically and in your thoughts, as well as a relationship with a mom who's gonna be really strongly developed. And also for another group, and for a lot of you, and for a lot of you, I'm trying to hear how it is. For a group of you, you guys are really going to develop some good wisdom. Like you're going to take the takeaway here. What's really important for you guys to learn here is that yes, sometimes it honestly is good for you to go in hermit mode, and sometimes you guys need to decide to do that, because when you decide to do that and you're productive during that time and you stay balanced, and you don't just overthinking in your thoughts, you stay balanced and you create, then the abundance comes, then things happen quickly, then you're the magician. It's like you need to learn how to navigate hermit mode. Oftentimes Virgos can go into hermit mode and just kind of self-isolate and get really overthinking and end up in a negative space. So this experience is teaching you that you can go into this space of your core frequency and it doesn't have to scare you. Okay, my core frequency is hermit, and when I'm in that mode of overthinking, I feel good. You guys almost run away from your core frequency, because when you feel like, okay, I'm at my home or like my normal vibration, I overthink, I don't feel good, I feel overstimulated, whatever it is. So you run away from it, and you run away from it, and you run away from it through overworking, overproductivity, or things like that. But when you realize that you can learn how to find balance and wisdom in this space, when you learn how to find this center in the space of your hermit mode, you can realize that actually, wow, your core frequency, your core vibration, or your natural state of being is very powerful. And in fact, it allows things to manifest quickly and allows you to work things out energetically without having to fight so hard in the physical plane. Of course, you still need to be grounded in 3D to get things done. You can't just be so conceptual in 4 or 5D and then never bring your ideas into this realm, or never resolve things into this realm and be like, la la la, everything's fine. But you also, it's more to do with a grounded approach. And when you're able to kind of integrate your really logical mind and your productivity of making things happen in this world with balancing your inner world, then you become the magician. And that's the wisdom you need to take away this month. It's a really nice journey for you guys. Again, raise your vibration, feel good through the ways that you can. I'm even hearing like eat citrus, if that resonates with you. So yeah, really good month for you guys. Things are going well. Just make sure you take this lesson as a takeaway, so in the future you realize the power and potential you have just by going within and getting into your core frequency, which is the hermit, truly. So, you know, organizing not only the outer world and the things and the paperwork and things like that, but allowing that to give you the peace to organize your inner world and staying there and creating from that place of balance. Very important. Thank you so much, Virgo, for watching. I will see you guys on my website and on Instagram. I'll have all the links for everything down below, so check the description down below and leave me a comment.